Fall, great time of year, right? Lots of sports going on at the same time. You got baseball wrapping up, you got football in mid-swing, you got hockey starting, and now guess what? The NBA is right around the corner, and that's why I'm happy to announce that today's video sponsor, DraftKings, is here to make your fall a little bit more exciting. We've made it. It's been a long summer without basketball, but don't worry, the NBA is back. Get in on the basketball action with my partners at DraftKings. And right now, all new customers who bet just $5 will instantly get $200 in bonus bets. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and sign up using my promo code SSR. Stay in on the action and use your $200 in bonus bets to bet parlays for a chance at an even bigger payout. If sports betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy and have a shot to win cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers bet $5 on any wager and receive $200 in bonus bets instantly using my promo code SSR. It's promo code SSR only at DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. What's going on, everybody? Rob Ferretti here, and it's a beautiful fall day here in New York. The fall weather actually was very impressive, but I'm going to give you an update on all the cars I was selling because I said I'm going to sell my whole fleet, and I'm going to do it in the next couple of weeks. And you know how many I've sold? 0. But there's a reason. But here we got the Aston Martin behind me. A lot of cars are out on rent, and that's a good thing. Now, I was selling the cars preemptively because I wanted to make room and I wanted to replace cars. Like I've had these two here, the Lambo and the Ferrari. I've had them for longer than I usually keep cars, which as a business is not good because as you're paying them down, all I care about is the depreciation. But now I owe like 40 grand on each of them. So I've got hundreds of thousands of dollars in equity built up into these cars, and I don't need so much cash sitting in a car. I was going to sell the cars, and now I was like, all right, I've got a private event coming up in a couple of weeks. So people are offering me money, and I got a lot of offers, and I thank everybody. But I price these at wholesale. And the way I work is that I'll sell it to you at wholesale so you don't have to pay the middleman. We're cutting out the middleman. But if I can run this through the auction and not sell it to you, it only costs me $1,000, $1,000 and whatever the transport cost it is to get there. For you to offer me $10,000 below wholesale, you're not doing me any favors. I'll just sell it at auction. I don't really care. I was giving people an opportunity to buy the inventory at a wholesale rate, which you can't buy at wholesale. You're not a dealer. If you're a dealer, you can buy at wholesale. Otherwise, you have to buy retail or some combination of private sale. But I hate dealing with private sellers because they're just the biggest weenies on the planet, it seems, anytime I go to buy anything. But it goes, and the only car, the Range Rover got crashed, so that one's gone. But everything else is pretty much still available, and I've got the F8 coming back, and the F8 Spider is going to be available in about a week. So these cars are all now available, maybe. Because I still want to sell them. Now that I've finished, I had a dream car tour and I had a private dream car tour. So if I sold those cars, I'm like, look, if I get the right numbers, I'll sell them. If I don't get the right numbers, because if I do sell them, I need to rent cars to fulfill these events that I'm doing. So now I'm selling cars to rent cars. So if I get the right numbers, it made sense. But otherwise, I'll just hold on to them to not incur the expense of renting these additional cars. And now my tours are over. Or I thought. We've got a private adventure drives coming up in Vegas now. And I was like, all right, now that my tours are done, I can just sort of blow these things all out, schedule them all at auction and get rid of them. But now I've got this private adventure drives in Vegas coming up the 14th through the 17th of November. And the rental companies out there became a problem. And I was like, a lot of guys have their own cars. And I think there's 30 cars coming on this event. And a lot of them are like, look, I'll just rent instead of shipping my own car. And the problem with renting versus shipping your own car is that the rental company you have to deal with may have rules. And a lot of these rental companies out in Vegas, which there are far fewer than you think, right? There are not you think there's there's 100 of them. All the nonsense companies have been going out of business and dropping like flies as expected. But now you got these guys renting cars and they're like, yeah, you just can't take it out of Nevada. And I'm like, well, you're really close to Arizona. You're really close to Utah, you're really close to California, but they don't let you rent them out in Nevada. It's an insurance thing. I don't know what the specifics are, but it doesn't help me in this situation because I can't force a company, and I don't ever tell people to lie to the rental company. I can't force these people to then give them the cars and allow them to do it. We're doing a loop, which is going from Vegas to Sedona, which is in Arizona, up to Zion, which goes through Utah to Zion, and then back down to Vegas. So it's a loop. We're not going anywhere near any, like, we're not going to Compton. We're not putting them in a port. We're not shipping them out. It's a very set thing. But now I'm like, well, you know what? It could be the last hurrah for these things, is that I'm going to get a 12 car carrier or whatever, an 11 car carrier, and ship them all to Vegas. And if nobody else can rent them, I'll just rent them my cars and then sell them out west when I'm done with them, because that seems to be a more appropriate use of them, because I'll make $60,000 to $80,000 in rentals for the course of the weekend. So it sort of makes sense to do that. Otherwise, they're just sitting here, or like they're going out 1 or 2 days. But if I've got these like multiple day rentals on each of the cars, and I can get them on the truck together to share the expense, but now that delays me selling my cars another, whatever, 3 or 4 weeks. So we'll see. I'm hoping I can get that sorted out. But now is your shot if you do still want a car. Now I'm officially done with them for the year, because November, December gets quiet, and then January, February are dead. But I want to be down to like 6 cars. I have to keep essentially both Uruses. That one Urus is going out. I am willing to sell this Urus, but it's just sort of like a perfect car. The thing's got like 6,000 miles on it, 7,000 miles on it. It's like a perfect car for me to keep. The F8's got to go. That's a heavy car to carry. It's a $400,000 car. And I don't know. I like the, instead of fighting to the bottom and like dealing with all these crappy rental companies and like just trying to make their payments, I'd rather just get rid of the cars. Chill, less headaches, less crappy customers. And then in the spring, I'll have a fresh fleet of cars to essentially keep powering through. And it's funny, I've said this in the past. The rental game is not easy. And a lot of these guys think that there's some secret that I'm just keeping to myself, or that like I just don't tell them. And when I say it sucks, and everyone's like, oh, if it sucks, why do you do it? Well, I've been doing it for 20 years. But it doesn't mean it's fun. It doesn't mean there's like, it's the best business on the planet. But they all think it is. And they do it, and then they go out of business, and then they open up different businesses, and it's just a hot mess. Or the easiest thing to do, which is a huge recipe for disaster, it's like, somebody else is willing to take all the headaches, and they're going to rent the car for me. Even worse idea. So that's proven to be right. It's a whole nother video, but I'll tell you about the Ethan Duran lawsuits, and his Revuelto caught fire on the side of the road the other day. But that guy, just a total, in my opinion, which is an opinion, not a fact, is a total fraud. All the evidence points to it. But but I don't know. I'm actually impressed with how dumb I think the general public is. Like there's a law, and I'll get into the lawsuit he's got. One guy's suing him. He's like, I gave him 50 grand for his course. And then I gave this other guy, I took a loan out to get for $36,000 to get a car, but the guy never gave me a car, and the course didn't amount to anything. And he said he's going to give me my money back. If I don't make the same money back and my 50 grand back in the first 16 months, I've made nothing. And now he's not responding or giving me my money back. Guess what, buddy? Money's gone, pal. Like, there's no money there. Otherwise, if he was really that rich, dude, he would just throw the money. Yeah, go away. Like, leave me alone. I don't want the 1-star review. It's not the case. But here's a quick shot behind me here. Here's what's available. This one, and then a couple of these. I think actually the Corvette may be sold. But everything else, and except for the car, and even my Supra. The Supra, I got to get it cleaned and get that thing sold. But that's a personal car, not a fleet vehicle, so that does not have to go as quickly. But it is time. As soon as I get that Carfax fixed, you'll probably see that rolling through a Barrett Jackson. And then I've got other cars. I got the Aston Martin outside. The Bentley is not a rental car. The S-Classes, I'm ready for a refresh. I got the 23 Rover, can go. Got the other Bentley, whatever else. Anyway, thanks for watching. Rob Ferretti. If you were wondering how my car sales, the fire sale was going, I haven't sold a car. And now I'm going to. And like at the very least, if I'm going to send them to Vegas, that's going to push them out to about November 20th. Otherwise, if I do come up with a solution to rent these cars for the private event in Vegas, I'll probably blow them out in the next 7 to 10 days before I go to SEMA. If you're interested in any of these cars, shoot me an email, rob@superspeeders.com. Everyone else, I'll see you next time.